I'm definitely down for that. I will say, certainly like off the record on this part here, but I think that if we're bringing up The Simpsons around this time of year, Treehouse of Horror definitely has to
Oh yeah.
feature, and I think a decent shout out would be, although we haven't gotten there as Feast Like Odin, Treehouse Brewing. I think
Yeah.
it was a pretty decent shout out just to like throw out there and be like, great for the season, good. It's like a pilgrimage spot for craft beer lovers. So
Uh, right on, man. Right on. That's perfect. I guess this should probably be our Halloween episode.
it's fair.
Hello, everyone. This is our Halloween episode. I'm Will, and I'm here with Jeff.
Hello, everybody.
So this is a special. This is a special. We are, you know, we're releasing this for Halloween. And we usually talk about animation and food on a Saturday morning. Um, we're gonna break left here. This one's coming out on Monday, October 31st. What? Halloween.
Spooky.
So give us the rundown of Justice League Dark Apokolips War. You put this on, you said you liked it. Let's
Yeah,
do this.
so I will say full disclosure, if we're measuring the two up against one another, the first one, the Justice League Dark, definitely a
Mm.
superior movie to Apocalypse War. But that
All right.
said, I
All
think
right.
Apocalypse War did a couple of things very well.
Right.
Um, Being that you haven't fully seen it, I don't know how far into spoiler territory I should go. Um, but
You know,
obvious.
uh, I do think it's a
The lowdown on Apocalypse War, and I will put a spoiler warning up here, even though I'm not going to go deeper than like the first 10-15 minutes of the movie in that
cool.
regard. So it's
Cool.
only so much of a spoiler. The basic premise of Apocalypse War, of course, is the big bad villain, like penultimate villain of Justice League that most people are going to think of,
Mhm.
Darkseid is coming to town, and he's coming to
Okay, okay.
absolutely
Oh my
wreck everything.
gosh. There's so much egg on my face right now. Darkseid shows up in Apocalypse War.
Darkseid shows up in
Ugh.
Apocalypse. The movie begins with Superman being like, "We need a preemptive strike. We gotta nip this in the bud. Darkseid's coming, and we're not gonna let him get here. We're gonna go to him and kick his door in." And as you might imagine, as plans that half-cocked often do, it goes from bad to worse pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then there's a time skip into, holy crap, that initial Alpha strike failed, and now Darkseid's here, and Earth is hosed. And so you pick up with John Constantine in a bar, drinking his troubles away with the demon Etrigan, which is always a good time. And
Love
so,
Etrigan. Got some side quest info for him, but
yeah.
keep going, please.
And then, of course, I'm going to say Clark Kent shows up with a particular Teen Titan in tow, Raven
Yeah.
for all the fans out there, and they're trying
Oh
to
wow.
recruit
Wow.
John into, hey, I know we screwed the pooch the first time, but we have a plan, and we think we can kind of make things right from
I'm
here. And
starting I, I'm starting to feel what I suspected, which is just like it's just like a slow 3 minutes and then everything
yeah,
starts blowing up. But real quick, the demon Etrigan, he is a full 100% it's official Jack Kirby creation, you know? Uh
yeah,
Kirby does not share this character with anyone. The demon Etrigan is Jack Kirby's. Boom. And I hope that'll make some of the true believers, the comic book fans happy, you know, because there's a lot there. There's a lot of stuff about who created what in terms of Jack Kirby's legacy that unfortunately I don't know if we'll be able to unravel. It's like, but Jack Kirby went over to DC and created all sorts of of brand new characters. And I did find this out, and we might follow this up in a later episode, but apparently, Jack Kirby, who created the New Gods, which is a massive, massive catalog, apparently he wanted them to die. Like he wanted to kill all the New Gods, right?
Huh.
Yeah, to hide this any longer. My Treehouse of Horror favorites that instantly come to mind are, um, you know, uh, Lisa Simpson basically battling all of the branding statues in the town of Springfield, you know,
Yes. Yeah.
and she comes up with her hit song, Just Don't Look, you
Yeah.
know, and she's able to distract the townspeople long enough for basically the evil spirit in all of these franchise dolls. They just perish as soon as the attention is
Yeah.
turned away from them.
Right. As you bring up that's a classic one right there. And as you bring that up, I wonder if that's a reference to like the old school Nightmare on Elm Street movies where like the whole weakness of Freddy Krueger is that if you don't fear him, he can't hurt you.
Right.
And that's a very cool nod. It's a very unique it's a fully unique aspect to it there. Like obviously nobody looks at that and goes, "Oh yeah, Freddy Krueger," but that like aspect of the weakness of the monsters
Right.
it kind of rings true, and that's very interesting to see that kind of through line. I mean honestly, I think Matt Groening is an amazing storyteller, and I
Oh,
don't think we
I
can take
mean,
that away from him. You know,
no. I mean,
uh,
I'm glad you. Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's not a secret anymore, Jeff. You just have this amazing ability to take things from the beginning, and of course, Matt Groening is, yeah, he's the man. Totally.
yep.
So, and his team, by the way, I mean, you know, like I there's, Conan worked on Simpsons, uh
Yeah.
James L. Brooks, Spanglish is one of my I really like the movie Spanglish, you know. But we're
Yeah.
actually we're totally out of bounds talking about Spanglish.
No, we could
Like,
circle back
yeah,
at another time. Yeah.
yeah. That is 100% out of bounds, out of bounds. I cancel myself. No, it's just
There it is,
so
full circle.
yeah, it all comes full circle. This is actually really fun. The Halloween episode. Look at that. Look at us. So
Definitely.
the other one is the other one for Treehouse of Horror is of course uh the two aliens running for president in
Kang and
disguise.
Kodos. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
literally Kang and Kodos, aliens who are brothers, uh infest Bill Clinton and Bob Dole or something
Yeah.
like that.
I
Yeah,
think that is correct. I
yeah,
forget which political leaders were at the time, but I mean,
right.
Simpsons has always been very topical. So yeah, you bet your ass it was exactly the parties
Yes.
that were running against each other then.
The
I
immortal line that traumatizes me to this day. Well, I'm just gonna vote for a third party candidate. Go ahead, throw your vote away.
Yeah. No, because it is so like sociologically horrifying that yeah, like
uh,
it's revealed at the end that both of the candidates are these like brain-sucking monsters. And everyone and Homer's like,
Still
whatever,
won't
we
vote for
can
a
vote for
third
somebody
party
else,
candidate.
and it still doesn't work. And it's
Like, when the Treehouse of Horror was really horror-y, I was just like, what the F? I have school tomorrow. I have school
I have to
tomorrow
sleep.
on
Yeah.
Monday. It's like,
Oh,
and I was expecting, my Simpsons comedy, and they just dropped a truly horrifying Treehouse of Horror, you know?
yeah. No, I mean, and I'm that's not a joke. Like they really did skirt some truly horrifying subject matter, and admittedly, they always took it with the classic Simpsons like motif and humor, but there's an interesting interplay, right? And I can't take credit for this observation, but there is something very, very similar about horror and comedy. And I forget who I first heard say it, but the
Right,
idea is that
right.
they're the same they're the same flow wearing different clothes. And that's when you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, the comedy
Mm-hmm.
is that build up and then punchline,
Mm-hmm.
whereas horror is the tension and then scare.
Yeah,
So if you apply they're different, they're evoking different emotions, but the ride, the flow is basically the same. So that's one of the reasons that like horror comedy is a thing, because they just the vibe fits so well in that box. And I think that's one of the reasons that everybody's probably got a favorite Treehouse of Horror. Like you said,
yeah,
not all of them hit the mark, and not all of them strike the same boxes for the same people.
yeah,
But I think that a lot of people could say, like, oh yeah, I remember vividly this one Treehouse of Horror skit. And that would actually be really fun, to all our listeners.
yeah,
Comment below, let us know what your favorite
yeah,
or least
yeah,
favorite, what Treehouse of
yeah,
Horror either absolutely sticks with you for one reason that you love it, or that it absolutely terrified you and you lost sleep over it.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I think we have actually laid the groundwork for audience participation. I think we're ready.
yeah,
Let's
no,
do it. Yeah, please
I'm
do.
down for it. I welcome it,
Comment,
honestly.
comment. Yeah, for sure. So that's fun. And I have to say I didn't know I'd enjoy myself so much making a Halloween special. I thought it was I thought it just had this air of like, okay, let's do that. This
Yeah.
is great. And so since we've got some really we've got some gold here, I'm going to reveal my fan. I have a sneak celebrity fan cast for the character of Darkseid. I've actually thought about this for years at this point. I've never said it publicly. Um,
Excellent.
I think Jason Lee would make a really interesting Darkseid. He played
Okay.
he played a demon in Dogma,
Yeah.
and he's got this sort of natural charm, and I think that sort of filtered into some
I
crazy Darkseid
yeah.
costume.
I would be really interested to see the level of charisma that he could take to the role of
Just
Darkseid.
yeah, I mean, it's not all about charisma. It's also about
No. Well, I mean, that's
yeah,
the thing.
yeah,
Darkseid has that presence, and it's a really intimidating presence.
right, right.
And yeah, I think it would be really entertaining to see what Jason Lee could do with that, because he routinely has that. I don't want to say zany charisma, but he does. Again, he has a presence of his own, and
Yeah,
I would be really interested to see how he could marry that with the
yeah.
character of Darkseid. I
Just
think
like
I think he's
literally
definitely got
his
something there.
his drawl, like his voice, with
Yeah.
with dark side lines. I was like, what
Yeah,
what would
I
happen? It's
I would
just
absolutely
genuine
tune in for that.
curiosity, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
would
that's cool.
absolutely tune in for that. That would be awesome. Absolutely remiss as a craft beer drinker, if I did not give proper dues to a little brewery near us, up in the Massachusetts, Treehouse Brewing Company. They make
Heck
some
yeah, man. Heck
phenomenal
yeah.
craft beers. Their King Julius is kind of their claim to fame. They have
Okay, that's good.
a
That's
million
our
different
swag.
variations of the
Absolutely.
Julius, and I
King
know
Julius.
they make amazing stouts. And it is in the fall season. It is perfect. It is the perfect time for stouts. So if you have the
Yeah.
opportunity to get up to Treehouse, it is 100% worth that trip.
Yeah, definitely. And so people, if you're listening and I kept both cuts of Jeff's Treehouse shout out, just take them both. They're both great. You know, there's yeah. I just wanted to say some version of okay. I might even try that again, Jeff.
Totally.
So we did mention Treehouse at the start of this, but I'm very glad to circle back because um just it's so worth it. I'm glad we get a chance to shout out some New Englanders um and in interesting ways. And also we've been meaning to talk about Treehouse for a while, and we were just kind of looking for the right way to do it. So
Yeah.
definitely glad to give them their ups for sure. Um, People, it's Feast Like Odin. I guess we're gonna have to close it up because the timestamp is where it's at. But
Totally.
I had a great time, man. That was great.
Hell yeah.
Candy corn, all that stuff. I'd even like to stay a little longer with Justice League Dark, but all I can say to people is, Dead Man is making a huge comeback. Be
Yeah.
there for it. Be there for it. All right, that was awesome. Good,
Absolutely.
good, good, good.